Hey, what is up you guys, it's Audrey and welcome back to my channel, or if you are new, bonjour and welcome. It's another Tea Tuesday, and I've got my Hufflepuff mug this time. I got this at actually Universal. This is like literally one of my biggest mugs, and the handle is super cute, and it's just like really thick and nice. Drinking some green tea today. Thought I'd just kind of chill it out with that. Super like hot, you can't see the steam, so I'm just gonna take a sec to sip that. But today we're going to be talking about a subject that has been asking me to do this for such a long time, because I've openly said it on my channel a couple times that I switched studios like 2 years ago, and you guys, actually I know a couple of you have switched studios this year and you wanted me to kind of talk about it and give some advice on that topic. But also another thing is kind of like stress with dance, like anxiety with dance, and so I'm gonna kind of mash those two together because I don't have like too much to say about switching studios, and I don't think I need like 2 separate videos for these, so I'm gonna talk about both those together. Starting with switching studios, I switched studios 2 years ago, like I said, and something that you just need to like know straight off the bat is no, it's not gonna be exactly like your studio, and you're like, oh, obviously, like I know that, like but I feel like a lot of people come and they're like, oh, that's not how I do it at my studio, we do all this differently, and they're like, oh, what is this? But so many studios, like the technique, just how they do things, it's different, and it's gonna be a new challenge, and it's gonna be like you're gonna go into it like facing that, knowing that. Also, I started when I was 11, or no, yeah, in that summer, like when I started, then I turned 12, I'm 14 now. And since I was younger, it wasn't like you're like thrown into something and it's really, really hard. But I mean, that's also, it was still hard. It was hard for me, and it was hard for me for quite a while, and it's still hard for me today, because I started dancing when I was 8, which was 6 years ago. Oh, that's so weird. Like start when they're like 2 or they're like 4 years old, and honestly, I think starting when you're 8 is perfectly fine. It's not like you're really learning things when you're 4 years old, but it's more of a thing like you're mentally learning things, you're getting mentally challenged with things when you're younger. And especially at the studio I'm at now, like they are really good at teaching the younger kids, and they grow up in the studio learning these types of things. In some studios, I feel like when you're younger, like it's just kind of like the people who had at my old studio who had grown up dancing, like it wasn't hard really to catch up with them, because it was just kind of like, it wasn't anything like special, but they really do have like a training that they specifically do at my studio. And so a lot of the girls who I'm in levels with now, they have done that their whole entire lives. And I've talked to my teachers like now, and just like how you mentally learn things, they just grew up learning it that certain way, and like my brain never processed that as a young person, you know? So that's just like a challenge that you'll face if you didn't dance when you were super younger, is it will be harder to really be like the girls who have grown up in the studio, because like they've just learned that certain training their whole entire life. And I mean, you can catch up, you will catch up, but definitely, you know, there's like a gap there, at least for a while. And just like the strengthening that you do when you grow up, and it's just different like that, and you have to go in knowing that. And also, like for a whole entire year, me being me, like this introverted kind of like literally like antisocial person, I don't really like go up to people, and it's like a thing, like I just have this thing where if someone's older than me, it's harder for me to talk to them, but if they're younger than me, then I almost feel like I have this like advantage over them, so it's easier for me to talk to them. So I always make friends with younger people first than I would with older people. It's just like a thing, and that's how it was like whenever I try something, like I always like just go towards the people that are younger, because people that are even my age or people who are older than me, you have this feeling that they're like judging you or something, and So that sucks. But the whole year I really did not have any friends, and that's just me though. Like, I'm not saying you're gonna go and you're not gonna have any friends, because there are people like start at my studio like the same time as me, or like people who've just started recently, and they already like they fit in wonderfully, and they're like, you know, like everyone knows them, they love them, and it's like it took such a long time for me to feel comfortable, but that's just me. And so it depends on like how you are and whatever. Like, I'm sure y'all are probably gonna be perfectly freaking fine, but yeah. And so it really just depends. And if you don't feel like you're fitting in if you don't feel like you're fitting in right away, don't think you'll never fit in. People aren't always judging you. Like, you see people looking at you, but you immediately go to thinking mentally, like, that I feel like, and I face a lot, is you think someone's looking at you in a totally wrong way. They're judging you when really they're not. They're really friggin' not. They could care less. And you think someone's talking about you. It's just overthink everything, and personally I do. It's just like overthink everything. Like, someone's talking and I'm just like, they're talking about me. Immediately I think they're talking about me. And just, you know, like on a whole range of that like aspect, like just overthinking. Don't overthink everything with people, like making friends and whatnot. Just talk to the people who you feel comfortable with. Like I said, like if you feel comfortable talking, go ahead, talk to the younger people at first, and I swear you'll get more comfortable. There will be one day when you're just sitting and you magically hear something in a conversation that you fit into, and you're like, oh hey, like I get you, like. And it will be hard, but be like, I'm gonna actually say something in this conversation, I'm gonna put something into it, and just don't be scared. And if someone like if people want to judge you and they want, like, don't just no, like, you know like who you are inside, you know that you're like an awesome person, and one day like they will get to know that awesome person. And also the funny thing is, like, don't judge people too quickly yourself. Like, I feel like a lot of us are almost hypocrites, thinking everyone's judging us, but really we're judging everyone. Everyone's judging everyone, and it's just like, if we could just sit back and like support each other and just like applaud each other, because like I said, like, I thought people were talking about me. I thought I sucked. Like, I was like, I'm the worst one in my level. I'm never gonna catch up. Like, nobody likes me. Why am I even freaking here? Like, overthinking everything, you know, like I said. And I really was not close to anyone, and that really, like, 2015, rough. Like, she was rough because I just didn't feel like anyone liked me, and I just like didn't. I was a mess, because going from my old studio, I lost all those friends. I really didn't talk to many of them, and I just like, they were all gone, and I didn't know anyone there, and it was bad. But my point is, what I'm trying to say is, there were, if you've watched my ballet friends video, like I have like 3 videos, even 4 videos with them. Literally, the thing is, we've literally talked about this, and they didn't actually like me. They didn't actually like me when they first met me, and I didn't like them, because it's just weird. And I remember even telling my mom, I was like, I'm never gonna be friends with them. She was like, you know what, I think you're gonna end up being really good friends with them. And I'm like, Mom, shut up, like, never gonna happen. And it's like, you can watch videos of us on my YouTube channel now, like, and I never would have thought that would have friggin' happened, because I just like had this idea in my head that like we were just never gonna be friends, and that they just didn't like me. But you just have to have an open mind, guys. Like, the video is getting kind of long now, so I'm just gonna quickly kind of go over stress with dance and stuff. But the thing with going to a new studio is you'll be fine. Like, you will be fine. Me saying this won't affect you. You'll be like, you'll absorb it for like 2 seconds, and then you'll be a mess tomorrow thinking you won't fit in. But just remember, you'll be fine. Like, you'll be fine. You'll think about this video in a year and you'll be like, I'm fine. Whoa. But yeah, it's not as scary as it's put out to be. You'll feel weird at first. You'll feel like you're almost like coming into someone's space. Like, and I thought like, oh, like everyone like already loves each other and knows each other, and they're all like best friends, and now I'm coming in and like ruining that. But you're not. Like, you're not. Like, you're fine. Like, a lot of people think you have to be obsessed with dance. You have to love dance, like, so, like, you're just obsessed with it. You can never hate it. But it's not real. And I feel like no one wants to talk about that, because you can't you can't be scared or like anxious about it. You can't not be completely obsessed with it 24/7. But that's the thing, is the things we love like so much can also be like our biggest fears. And just if you deal with anxiety and you deal with a lot of stress, you just overthink things. Like I said, you overthink every aspect of everything. And if you think about having conversations with people before it happens, you know, like when you just like overthink and overanalyze it all, like what you're gonna say, and or you're worried you're gonna mess up and you're like something that hasn't even happened yet, or like someone like getting mad at you. I don't know, like I feel you though, like I feel you. And every time I've ever thought a rehearsal was gonna go bad, anytime I've ever, you know, thought like today's just gonna suck, it ended up being a really good day, which is weird. And the rehearsal ended up being really, really good. And obviously there are days, and that's why we have this mindset, is because there's these bad days that like scar us like that. But you end up moving past those. I don't know, and me saying this, I'm just like telling you my experience. I know, once again, I'll get stressed out about a dance tomorrow. I'll overthink rehearsal next week. Like I will do that to myself, and I won't want to go. That's the thing, like people, but no one like talks about that, but like you just get so scared and like just stressed out about it. But it's, the thing is your studio it's your home, it's your safe space. You don't need to be scared of it. Like everybody loves you. You don't need to, like, just sit back and think about that it's just dance. This is just freaking ballet. This is not the end of the world. This is not like the pinnacle of your career. Like you have so much, like you have so much more than that. Like for like, it's just, I'm a stupid rehearsal. Like I'm sorry, but for real, like this isn't gonna make or break everything. We're also students, like not gonna make or break anything. Once again, we're students. Like if you mess up, you try again tomorrow. We're students, we're learning every single day. And comparing each other, like people do that all the time. Especially like I'm the youngest person in my level. I've been on point for 3 years, and other people in my level have been on point for like way more. Don't make excuses for yourself and like be like, oh well, I can't do this because blah blah blah. But like use that and be like, I'm in a good place. Like I'm in a good spot. I have literally 5 years of my life to still be a student. Like, and I'm comparing myself to people who, you know, no, like it just doesn't even make sense. And everyone's working at different rates. Like I said, everyone's trained differently, everyone's brought up differently, and you're all working on something different. And I know, like you think you're not good at something, you're stressing about that, you're like, I suck. You're just repeatedly saying that to yourself, and it's damaging and it hurts. And you look at other people and you're like, why can't I do that? But think, what is your strength? And you're like, I don't have a strength. What are you talking about? Like I suck. I'm just stuck. No, like honey, people look at you sometimes and they're like, I wish I could do that. Like, I might talk about stress and anxiety non-related to dance some other time, but I don't want it to get too long. Just take care of yourself and like calm down with a tea and a movie and some like essential oils or some crap, and just try your best to not freak out. I hope you're doing okay. If you're not doing okay, you will do okay. I promise. I swear. You guys so much for watching. I'm running out of breath. I've just been talking so fast. This video is getting too long. Big thumbs up so we can all be pals. Subscribe right down below, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.